It is a scorcher of a day out there today, but let's go do a full garden tour. Firstly, this little plastic thing right here used to be a cold frame, but the hail did tear it up, so I just made it into a kind of trellis system. What I have here is, I think, a cherry tomato. As long as I didn't get my plants mixed up, that should be a cherry tomato. On this side, we have a dwarf orange hat cherry tomato, which is putting off lots of little green tomatoes at this point, and they've been on there quite a while, so I will not be surprised if those start to ripen up very soon. I have one loofah plant that my toddler did pull out, so it's struggling a little bit, but I did direct sow some loofah in here that'll maybe come up too. Right here we have our heirloom carrot plants, which are starting to break the soil, and I think they are going to be ready quite soon. They're looking very healthy and happy. If you come in here, you'll see that I really do need to bring a weed eater in here. I still have to put that bed together that goes right here, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 6 beds to fill up. Let's go to the first bed that I do have filled up. This beautiful little trellis is from Tractor Supply. We have some green beans growing next to these onions. They're finally starting to climb this trellis, and I did find out that green beans are not supposed to be planted next to onions because it can inhibit the green beans growth. So if you are planting a garden, maybe don't do that. We are just working on putting some brick into the ground here, but it is so rocky. It is very, very time consuming and takes a lot of energy to get some bricks in. So that's gonna take a little bit of time, but we're gonna get it. We have our onion plants, which are doing quite well. And they look happy and healthy. I did mulch around these in the very beginning, and I'm not sure if that's what helped them stay so happy and healthy, but everybody around here has complimented the growth on my onion plants, so I assume they're doing really well. And if you look right here, you'll see that these potatoes did start to smother out that whole line of onions there. I did go ahead and pull those out of there so that they weren't knocking over these onions next to it, because they did start to affect these. But I'm really hoping these potato plants will die soon, and I'll get to pick my potatoes and these onions can be saved, because some of those onions are looking quite nice till they got knocked over. Right here I have all of my potatoes, which are doing okay. Some things are munching on them, but I've got Kennebec white potatoes, 3 plants over there, some red potatoes here, there are 4 of those, and 4 of the Yukon Gold potatoes here. That is it for this bed. A lot of these potatoes have flowered, and I think they will just start to die off soon. I have seen a lot of pests on these potatoes, so I'm trying to keep an eye out on them. Here I just have a little container that I had some romaine lettuce growing in, some rosemary, and some cilantro, but I have not been able to keep this cilantro from bolting, so I'm just gonna let it go to seed and make coriander and harvest that so I can plant it next year, or so that I can have some coriander. I did harvest this romaine lettuce head. It was looking quite beautiful and big. So the little rosemary just seems to be so stunted. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's getting too much water. Maybe it's just wasn't getting enough sun from that romaine lettuce being there. But now that it's gone, we'll see if that helps. We have some more romaine lettuce in this container, and 3 spinach plants and 1 kale plant. This kale plant has kale? Is that what yeah, this is kale. It has really struggled from pest pressure, but I only planted 1 because I just wanted to see what it would taste like and see if it would be worth growing next year. In this container here, I have some onion sets that I planted, and I think these are not the type of onions that need to be planted here. There are long day and short day onions. So these onions are not going to get very large in my zone, which is 7A and 7B. And so I have just been harvesting them for green onions, and they've actually put off some scapes, which was really cool. Over here in the other bed that I do have filled up, it is looking a little strange because I decided to just go ahead and shove all of my trellis systems in here so that I can grow as much as I can in case I don't get any more beds filled up this year. This is my sugar snap pea plant, which is just taking off. It was stunted from an insane amount of roly-polies that were at its base, and as soon as I removed those guys and threw them out of there, this thing took off. I planted another pea plant here, and over here on this trellis next to it, I planted some cucumbers, I believe. I really should start marking my stuff so I know what's coming up. I either planted my cucumbers over there, or I planted my cucumbers over here at the bottom of this trellis, but I know I planted something else, so now I'm not sure what I planted, and this is really why you should either keep a garden journal or you should mark what you're growing. This little tomato plant was transplanted very recently and it's finally starting to come back to life, which is great to see. And we also have a yellow accordion tomato there, a Cherokee purple, and an Amish paste tomato right there. This flower plant has really taken off. It's let off, I think this is 5 blooms now, which is really amazing because I was not having good hopes for it when I first planted it in. Gazania? Is that how you would say that? Gazania? Let me know if I'm saying that right. All right, and then we've got some green bell peppers here, and this one has been really getting damaged by pests, but I've been kind of, you know, coming out here, checking for pests, removing dead or disease-looking leaves, and it's really looking a lot better. I have some more carrots coming up here, and these might be half long. I'm not exactly sure which carrots these were. I do have some little green onions coming up in here. This zinnia, I planted a bunch of zinnias in here, and then this got dug up by some animal, and this is the only zinnia that came up, but I'm really excited because I thought I wasn't gonna get any zinnias. And this is my serrano pepper plant, which is just now starting to put off a little flower, and as you can see, some of these leaves are not looking very happy. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that off there. And I believe this is my yellow bell pepper, and I do have some more pepper starts coming up, and I'll go show those to you right now. Here we are. These little peppers were just labeled as rainbow bell peppers, so I'm not exactly sure what color they will be, but I do have 3 of them. This tomato's looking really sad. I think it really needs some water. These were, what is this called? Sage, and they did not get enough sun inside because I accidentally left my grow light unplugged, so there's that. We've got some pumpkins growing over here in these little biodegradable seed plugs, which is really awesome. I've never tried these before, so I'm really excited. And then we also have some Shasta daisies. I'm not sure how you say that. Right here we have our beautiful green stalk system. I got all of these, hello Mr. Goat. I got all of these strawberries for I think a little over $1 each, and I think this is what's called powdery mildew, and I've been really trying to manage this, but it's been a struggle. And I did pluck off all these little flowers because I do want these plants to get established and not be stressed and putting out flowers and runners, but I also do want to produce more, so I think I may leave some runners on there just to get some more established in this container. See, I did leave 1 strawberry on there because my toddler is so loving these strawberries that she's gotten off of here so far, and I just couldn't remove it because it was looking like it's gonna ripen up really nicely. I put this here so that it didn't get mowed over, but this is my little blueberry plant. He's looking okay. I don't know exactly what to look for with troubles with blueberry plants, so I'm hoping that this plant is doing well. I really need to check out what these little purple spots might be. I finally have my elephant ears are opening up. That is so cool. It's beautiful. These just popped up a couple of days ago, and they're just now starting to put out their little leaves. Let me get out a little sun here, and oh, it's so cool. That is so cool. And I planted some Shasta daisies over here. I just want to get one growing up there and hope that it, you know, actually does germinate. My pear tree is doing very well. I didn't get around to pruning it this year, so I am really hoping that it doesn't get too much disease or pest pressure, just because I didn't really get to give it the airflow that it needs and remove the dead limbs that need to be removed. As you can see, there's all kinds of limbs growing into each other, and that's just not really what we want. Okay, and over here it has been so muddy it's been impossible to mow, but we do have this red delicious apple here that is taking off. It's got a little bit of sun pressure on it, but it is trying to make a tree. This was my other apple tree, and it has not really grown. I'm not sure if the top part has died, the grafted part, but the rootstock is trying to take off. And I have the same situation with my peach plant, and that's not really what I wanted. I don't want the rootstock to grow and create some crazy tree. This is a peach tree. This is definitely peach leaves, but this is growing from the rootstock. So I have no idea what kind of peach that is, or what it's gonna do. And so I think I'm gonna end up just having to remove this and get 2 new plants. If we take a look over here, we'll see my compost pile, which is quite small, but I threw some onion in here and it started sprouting. And as you can see, this is breaking down really good, even though it is a very, very small pile. I think I definitely need some more browns in there. It is anything but cool outside. I'm sweating just from walking around showing you guys the garden. So the heat is definitely turning up and it is starting to become summer. So stay safe out there, stay cool, and good luck in the garden. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day.